For quite a while, I've searched for a form of script writing that is connected with the natural world in a very direct and visceral way. We've all seen twig writing, nature letters, log letters made out of chunky pieces of twigs and wood, and I've included some examples in my exemplars for Flora and Frances that I found to be beautiful. However, I've not seen anything out there yet that gives reverence to the logic and history of pointed pen script with its shaded swells and downstrokes and delicate hairline upstrokes. There's very little that flourishes delicately, that nods to the pointed pen scripts we love: English roundhand, copperplate, Spencerian, cursive, and so much more. We will begin our study of this hand, Flora and Frances, by comparing a shade to a stem and how to transition a sketch of the flow of an open shaded script letter to a living plant with nodes that provide opportunity for new growth. Minuscules will be studied first, and then linked into words, and then majuscules. We'll initially delve deeper into other florals we feel moved to explore as a collective. We will also use the provided inspirations from the past to expand our ideas and stretching our creativity to become our own forest type designers. If you were a tree, what would you say? And how would you say it? Now that's a great question. It's one thing to draw a letter, and it is an entirely different thing to grow that letter. Flora and Frances offers you that visceral experience, you as creator, nurturer of the thoughts you want to grow, the healing you wish to cultivate, the burdens you wish to release. All these things come from time spent in the natural world. Did you notice how quickly the process of my describing the logic of this class turned to the ethereal plane? That's what happens when you grow a letter. Poof! Pen, pencil, brush in hand, you are already in relationship with the natural world, seen and unseen. You were made to speak and listen to the other side. We all are. Our paper is proof of our connection to that great source of love. Our guides, our loved ones who have passed, the ascended masters, our higher selves, angels, so much benevolence is right here. Call that magic what you like, and adapt the spiritual aspects of this course in a way that feels good to you. Why does this class have a new element of spirituality? Well, that's a great question. After COVID, and amidst all the drama and change our world is experiencing, I feel called to ground deeper to my true purpose, and I just want to feel better. Every few years, I go through an intense period of growth and birth a new course. This time, I had a lovely dark night of the soul. My father passed, I got married, I moved, and I felt the waves of COVID and then started digging for answers. Flora and Frances is the real me, the loving, humorous, and empathic as fuck me. And I'm a bit naughty too. I do what I can to stay balanced, and you all know that. So I started meditating, and a portal opened. All my senses came alive, and I connected to the other side. Now, I was raised in the Episcopal Church long ago, so spirituality and the love of God was deeply familiar to me, but I really didn't feel awakened until now. I hold what the church gave me as an introduction to a space now that has broadened to include the universe and other faiths and curiosities. I have more questions and love now than I do answers. During our 16 weeks together in this magical journey, I'll be sharing the techniques I've used to call in assistance and deeper connection with the other side, with you, and how I opened my clairsenses, and will interweave that into our learning of this new hand, Flora and Francis, and it's going to be magical. I have so many stories to tell you, and my wish is that you will walk away with new skills of your own, not just with your pencil, and that we as a group will send out healing vibrations the world needs just by being with each other. We will also spend enough time in class to meditate, get centered, and share the results we have with each other about our inner journeys. Those conversations will be alive and have great effect on how it shapes our time together. Our classes will be recorded for us and only for us, never sold as a pre-recorded course. Every morsel of this course has been divinely guided. It took me a year to make sense of it, and I am so happy you'll be a part of it too. But wait, there's more. Why, you ask, is this class called Flora and Francis? Well, I have 2 sets of vintage china from my grandmother and my great-grandmother on my mother's side. I use them daily. Their handles are designed to represent the old wood of the plant that both support and decorate the structure of the cup, saucer, teapot, etc. Franciscan desert rose and Franciscan apple have been in my hands, heart, and mouth for years. And I believe it was my grandmother, Noni, Adele Anderson, and my great-grandmother, Mimi, Anne-Davnes, who suggested I name the class Flora and Francis. See, I told you magic was afoot. And you have one more question. Is this still an art class? Yes, it is primarily that. I've just come out of the closet. And you have one more. Are we going to have fun, listen to music, and is drinking allowed? You may fill your cup with anything that gives you joy, my friend. For me, sometimes it's coffee, sometimes tea, sometimes wine, but mostly it's gratitude for your being here. Welcome all. Class starts next week. See you then.